sometimes one whole person will like swing in the air. I noticed some cops around and whatnot. One of those moments when you don't know what to say. Hello my beautiful peeps. Welcome back to another vlog. My name is Drew and today we are going on a Chinese New Year / Chinatown vibe situation in Kuala Lumpur. There's kind of like two different things that happened today. A police raid, and then we have one of the coolest acrobatic lion shows that I saw while we were in Chinese New Year. So we started out at One Utama. We got there with like 10 minutes to spare before there was supposed to be an acrobatic lion show. We went to the center court where we thought it would be because all of the malls typically have a center court and you go there and that's where they are. But this center court was like this hallway down. There was just no place to even have a show. So we were very confused, but we started hearing some noise down the way. And so we were like, well, maybe that's it. And we noticed at this restaurant, they're having a lion dance, just a normal lion dance, which is cool if you haven't seen one before. We asked the security guard, we asked people at the mall, and everybody's like, no, this is the lion dance. It's right there. Don't you see it? Like, that's it. That's what's happening. And we were like, no, it's supposed to be acrobatic, which, don't worry, we'll get to the acrobatic show in just a minute. But this lion dance, if you haven't seen it before, is neat to see how the lions interact. And then I guess the god of wealth is the costume guy. And so it's kind of fun because this is what restaurants and grocery stores do during this time a lot. So this was just one of the random ones we ran into. Okay, so we didn't stay for this whole show because, like, why? We had seen a sign on the way in. We went back to that sign and we figured out that the acrobatic line dance was in a different place. And now we were already late to this show. And so we were basically slow jogging through this mall. And if you have never been to One Utama before, you will know that there are so many levels and it's so big that you can just easily get lost in the great abyss of what this mall is. Because we're late and sometimes the first part is some of the best stuff, we were basically slow jogging to try to find this place. We were up and down escalators trying to figure out how to get through this mall because it was just not just connected like one little hallway down. No, it was a whole thing, slow jogging through this mall, and we think we actually connected into another mall to see the show. So we don't even think it was but the thing said One Utama. Maybe we weren't at One Utama first. Don't know. It was insane. And we get there, we're out of breath, really annoyed at this point, and they're still setting up for the show. It was just one of those moments where you're just like, okay. But let me tell you guys, it was way worse the extra hour after we had already been late for the show that it took for them to set up. It took so long, but it was so amazing. Okay, we're about to get to the most epic part of epic parts of the show. There were two lions first off, and at some points they like pass each other on the poles, but then they're like jumping so far in between these stands, and sometimes one whole person will like swing in the air. It was so phenomenally cool, guys. Also, I kept this footage in because it was so sweet. This place was incredibly crowded. This was the day I started hating Chinese New Year. The crowds are so absolutely terrible. But this guy, despite everybody's like fussiness and stepping on each other and like back to back, basically hugging the person beside you because it was so crowded, gave me his spot to film because it was a better spot than mine. This spot I had like such a better vantage point, so I'm so grateful to this man. But here's the show without interruption. I'll let you have it.
Thank you. Yeah. Well.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. show in our quick walk around the mall where we saw like a rainforest area, and then they have like an obstacle course above that, and I think they have golf, and I don't know, they have like one of everything there. Anyways, we headed on over to Kasturi Walk. I don't know how to say it. I have really no idea. At Central Market, and the big signs are actually traditional Malaysian kites. And then on the way, like we passed through a subway station, completely artsy, and this girl was like playing on a piano. It was just such an interesting like vibe in a subway station. After Kasturi Walk, we headed on over to Petaling Street, which is Chinatown in Kuala Lumpur. And as we were walking in, I noticed some cops around and whatnot, and then everything was like closed. It was just completely different than the first time we were there, because the first time we were there, all the shops were open, like everybody was selling things, it's busy, tons of tourists. But today, it was a bit odd. And then because it's Malaysia, we were really hot, and so we decided that we were gonna stop and treat ourselves to a little mango boba at a cute little shop. I think it was called the Happy Coffee is what they call coffee, Happy Coffee. We were going in, and of all the places we could have sat down, by pure chance, this was honestly the most happening shop on the block at this time. We get our little mango smoothie and we sit down. We notice like, we think there's a cop interviewing some shopkeepers at the table like directly beside us. And we're sitting there and like, okay, that's interesting, you know, whatever. And then all of a sudden, these men come walking out in handcuffs. And I tried to be discreet with the filming, but you can see their handcuffs, and then you can see, I don't know if they're undercover cops or whatever, because their badges are out, so I don't know, but we were like in the midst of where these people were being arrested. Like, it was kind of shocking to see that.
Thank you very much.
is one of those times whenever you aren't for sure how to feel about the situation. For me, I feel very deeply for people. And so I'm like, man, these people's lives are being overturned like right now, like completely overturned. And we think they're probably illegal immigrants that were working on that street. We don't know for sure, obviously. However, I'm just over there like tasting my mango treat for y'all and doing whatever, yada yada yada, and people's lives are basically, who knows what will happen with these people. It's just one of those moments where you're like, man, I'm very thankful to be in the position I am in, thankful to have what I have and be able to come to a country legally and not have to worry about being arrested just because I wanted to feed my family. One of those moments when you don't know what to say. After this, there was nothing happening on the street. The police left. It was basically abandoned, and so we decided to leave. I wanted to show you all the sunset that night, but also if you look down at the housing right under the sunset, you will see Malaysian housing, and that is very traditional for Kuala Lumpur. They're very close together, and you'll see this all over the city. So that was just a fun train station that we got to film from up high where you see all that as well. Anyways, coming up, we have some very amazing, more acrobatic lion dances coming your way. So please subscribe for that. I would love to have you. Like this video and comment how amazing today's show was and how impressed you were with those people. Those are the professionals, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, thank you for joining me today. Let's go out and make our world 1% better, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.